Hello, nerdy people. Today, we are going to be making a Gallimimus wizard. So, let's get started. Alright, so continuing with the dinosaurs, the next one I felt confident in the design of was my Gallimimus wizard. I didn't have to think too hard about what to give him since I wanted him to have the typical wizard garb and his body was easier to draw since he looked like an ostrich shape. Which leads me into the dinosaur fact. This time though, I have someone who's going to help me give that fact.
Oh, hello. I am Artney. And nice to meet you.
Hello, Arnie. Alright, go ahead and tell us that dino fact.
Our dinosaur fact of the day is Gallimimus means chicken mimic due to the properties of the Gallimimus neck resembling a common chicken. While they may look like an ostrich, they are not a direct ancestor. The dinosaur, or Nithomimus, is a more direct ancestor.
Well, thank you for that, Arnie. They fooled me into thinking they were part of the ostrich ancestry.
I will go now, but will pop in if there are more clarifications needed. See you.
See you in a bit, Arnie. Alright, now let's go ahead and talk about my design for this one. For my wizard, I wanted to make him goofy and use some of the typical wizard garb, a cape, a staff, a hat, make them a little different. I also wanted to do that with his backstory for why he has the items that he has. So his staff is a whole tree trunk, like ripped off of a tree, so he had somewhere to put his magical ball, which he is so in love with that he gave it a little hat to match his own. So he used to have a stick and a ball and a little hat. And the story behind this magical ball is going to be that he just found it one day and it started to whisper to him about being taken to its true master that would bring about a new dark age. But he just ignored it and thought, ooh, pretty, I must have. And eventually, the ball ended up also whispering about spells he could teach him. And so, he started to pay attention a little bit more to the whispers, especially since it told him that it could teach him a spell to create a hand that would help him to steal from others. But all he wanted to use it for was lifting items since he has such little strength. And part of his backstory too, I wanted to mess around with the idea of the food blogger, for how they go ahead and they always put their stories and then they have their recipes or stuff, but do it in a more magical sense. So for my Gallimimus, after he learned from someone else that there were spells in books, he found one that he liked because it mentioned vegetables, which then turned out to be a cookbook that he could still use for spells. And the only reason is because in that cookbook it talked about if you do X, Y, and Z recipe, you can cast X, Y, and Z spell. So giving a recipe and a spell at the same time. But it's like one of those ones you would find at the back of a bookstore that no one would think about because they just think, oh, it's a recipe book. But he gets best of both worlds with it. And right now, him and my bard are my joke characters, mainly just because I want to have a little fun with them and not just make them, oh, they're dinosaurs, they're big, bad, and scary. That'll be more for some of the other ones. But for these ones, we want to make them a little goofy, but once we get a little bit more into their backstory, then they'll have a little more depth to them, something that kind of goes with that tragedy that always goes with the D&D character. But right now, they're just my silly little guys. But right now, that is all for my Gallimimus, and I will let you enjoy the inking, so I'll pop back in at the end. Sir, I'm recording. Alright, so there is our wizard Gallimimus. All nice and cute. Got his little cape and hat. And I will go ahead and be posting more about him as I continue to develop the rest of my characters. So, have a wonderful adventure, and I will see you later. Bye!